Welcome back to the Daytona International Speedway. This is MotoAmerica Round 1, and we are just moments away from the first King of the Baggers challenge here. Mission Foods once again sponsoring, and Roger Hayden, a 3-lap sprint, $5,000 on the line. Travis Wyman, Tyler O'Hara, James Rispoli, Kyle Wyman, the defending champ, Taylor Knapp, and Jeremy McWilliams. Who's your money on?
I don't know. They're so close. It's really hard to tell. It's going to be a huge battle for 3 laps. Just let it hang out. It's going to go by quick. And you know, we talk about racing a lot, strategy. This strategy is just kind of short. You know, just kind of be there that last lap and go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. A 3-lap sprint for the Mission Food King of the Baggers. This is something that will be happening at each and every race this year, I believe. That's a lot of cash for pole position. Great to see then. Kyle Wyman, the defending champion. Will he be disappointed not to be on pole position for this?
I think he'll be a little disappointed, but also the only thing that really matters is the race. He's put himself in a good position, and even though Kyle didn't qualify on pole, you definitely know he's going to be one of the guys that's going to be at the front and going to be tough to beat.
Absolutely. Well, while these riders make their way around to the grid, we are, during that break, getting a lot of messages coming through from around the world, and a lot of people in Europe loving King of the Baggers. If you want to get involved, just use the hashtag on social media, MotoAmerica, and it really does show just how much of an appeal this has. As we were just talking there off air, lots of people messaging, really excited for this, and now with this challenge as well, 3-lap sprint. This is really exciting for the fans.
Watching these guys this is going to be the first time that they all got together on the banks and started drafting each other, and their lap times are so close. I don't see anybody breaking away, and everybody's going to be learning as they go, and you're going to have to learn quick. 3 laps is going to go by fast. Absolutely.
Of course, no championship points up for this, but I do believe that this will determine the top 6 on the grid for the main race later on today. So even if you're not going to win the race, you won't win the $5,000, but 2nd and 3rd place still worth fighting for, because that's going to dictate your grid for when lights go out for the championship points race, which comes up a little bit later. We have a revised schedule, but I believe it's 11:45 when lights go out for race number 1. Not a lot of downtime.
No, but also you're going to know how your bike is in the draft after this race. So if you do need to make some changes after this 3-lap sprint headed into the main event, it's going to be a perfect opportunity to try to learn and figure out these Harleys a little more, and the Indian. Travis
Wyman, brother, of course, of Kyle. What do you reckon Kyle's more sort of frustrated about? The fact that he's 4th, or the fact that his brother beat him?
I don't know. I'd say a little bit of both, but you never know what he was working on in qualifying. He might have never went out to try to really put that good lap in. Maybe he just worked on his race setup.
And of course, the 2 Wyman brothers, part of a trio of brothers actually. Cody Wyman also racing this weekend. He's a last-minute entry in the Daytona 200. They may be brothers, they may be rivals, but they do get on. Here's the grid then. And that is a slightly different graphic than what we have been told, but Kyle Wyman, Travis Wyman, and Tyler O'Hara, that's a little bit out of shape. So ignore the graphic. The pole position is Travis Wyman, Tyler O'Hara, James Rispoli, Kyle Wyman, Taylor Knapp, and Jeremy McWilliams. Our graphics guys, they're so excited. They're just pushing numbers there, right? Everyone's just super excited. We can go down now, I think, to Hannah Loper as the riders are starting to form up. What can you tell us about this brotherly love between Travis and Kyle Wyman, Hannah?
Well, Michael, you mentioned, do you think Kyle's disappointed that Travis is, the fastest qualifier after that last session? And to be honest with you, that's a theme that keeps coming up throughout the weekend. I've talked to both of them about it, about this sibling rivalry that everyone seems to think that they have. And obviously you want to beat your brother, obviously you want to meet your teammate. But at the end of the day, they have such a high level of respect for each other, especially because they grew up together. It's almost even higher. So, let's put that one to rest. Obviously, on the racetrack, there are no friends, there are no siblings, but they get along really, really well.
Thanks, Hannah. That's perfect timing. We are getting ready. Lights out. Away we go. They didn't hold them long. And it is a very, very good start for Tyler O'Hara. And it's O'Hara that's going to lead them. Look at Jeremy McWilliams around the outside. He's about 73 years of age, and he's absolutely rocking into turn 1. P3 for Jeremy McWilliams. Lightning start from the Northern Irish guy.
And you can see Kyle's already being aggressive early. He doesn't want to try to let these top two guys go. But Tyler O'Hara, great start. And look how hard he's pushing already. He's trying to break the pack up early.
Yeah, James Rispoli now going elbow to elbow with McWilliams. 2 hard chargers. Not the best start for Rispoli, but of course it's his first tarmac race since he's returned from a couple of years in the flat track. Through the infield section, we come down to turn 5. Still O'Hara in the lead. Travis Wyman there, and now Kyle Wyman slotted nicely up into 3rd position. He could see what was happening. He knew that he had to get past McWilliams.
Yeah, you could tell that Tyler definitely had his head down early, and he didn't want to take a chance of, somebody getting away. And this is going to be the learning time for these guys. This is the first time that they're all going to be on this banking, drafting each other in a big group.
Here we go then, up onto the banking at the back part of the second. Look how high they go, look how close to the wall they go. And Roger, explain that to you. Explained it to me yesterday in a way that I understood it, and I'm not that intelligent, but you've got to get it close to the wall.
Yeah, you need to get a good run out of turn 6 under the chicane, and you get right up to the wall, and then as you drop down the banking, you try to get a good run down it. And you can see the draft, all these guys kind of getting sucked up here into the chicane, and that you have to be careful when you're in a draft going into the chicane, and then also into turn 1, it can suck you in a little bit deep, and you might have to change your brake marker.
Kyle Wyman shows a front wheel to his brother Travis Wyman. He was on the outside. You've got to be brave. And look at how close to the wall do you want to be? I'm sure he touched the wall there. Roger, unbelievable stuff there. The 2 Wyman brothers go side by side, and the draft really does. Wyman, the champion, is now squeezing his brothers. We come across the line here. They are so fast across the stripe. Here they go. Travis Wyman in his wheel tracks, the defending champion. Both of these brothers wanting a slice of the action. And look at the slipstream from Jeremy McWilliams. A 3-bike slipstream, and Kyle Wyman makes a mistake. Through on the inside now goes 2, 3, 4, and Wyman drops back into 5th position. It's a sextet at the front. This is great bagger racing.
I was talking about how that draft can suck you in a little bit deep. Looked like Kyle was in that draft, and in turn 1 got him in a little bit deep. But you can see how it's hard for anybody to get away. This draft is going to keep this pack pretty close, but Travis is definitely trying to make a break now that he has the lead, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to try to build a big enough gap through this infield where these guys can't get in his draft.
That surprised me because McWilliams was at least half a second behind, and he was right with him as they came across the line. That's given James Rispoli a little bit of a second wind as they come through here. It is Travis Wyman leading. 54 1/1000ths of a second between them as they cross the line. He's now leading. We're already a lap and a half into this race. Fast and furious. $5,000 on the line. Who is going to take the opening King of the Baggers Challenge bragging rights? That is a huge advantage now for Travis Wyman as he gets the hammer down onto the back straight. Jeremy McWilliams still in 4th position, and here comes Kyle Wyman with the slipstream on Tyler O'Hara. He can see his brother getting away. A mistake from Kyle Wyman, but he's managed to regroup, and he's back into a podium spot.
And you can see how that draft has kind of pulled Tyler up a little bit more. I think now as they drive out of the chicane, if he can get a good run, it's going to be important with only a lap left to try to get close enough to beat the draft for the last lap.
Taylor Knapp in 6th position, hanging on just in the background, and it's our graphic is showing that it's James Rispoli in 3rd position. There's a huge gap now between the leading 2. Travis Wyman still leading, but again the slipstream, and exactly like you said, Roger, that deficit is gone, and it's going to be a 1-lap shootout for the cash.
1 lap to go. Tyler's in the perfect spot. If he can just stay right here, if I was him, and just try to be there coming out of the chicane and then make the drafted start-finish line. I definitely wouldn't, if I was him, I wouldn't make the pass going into the chicane this coming lap. I would wait for the drive out, but look at Kyle. Kyle's not out of it yet.
I was going to say Kyle Wyman just getting past James Rispoli, who was hanging on in 3rd position. If Kyle Wyman can have a good mid part of this lap, and it looks like on the last lap from our timing screen he was the fastest of anybody through the middle sector. If he can just get on the back, he could slingshot the pair of them to the line.
If he can just get a little bit closer, and I think he's getting close enough now as they come through turn 5 and the next one, turn 6, leading on to the banking. If he can just get a little bit closer headed into the chicane, he could be sitting in the catbird seat, getting a double draft off the 2 guys in front of him.
In towards the middle part of this final lap of the race. Travis Wyman, his first race in the Mission Foods King of the Baggers. They come around onto the banking. They're going to head high, high, high. And look at this. Any one of 4 riders could win this race. Rispoli could win this.
Yeah, James has got himself. You can see how this group on the banking starting to pack up, headed into the chicane. For Travis, the biggest thing for him now, he knows he's leading. He's going to have to try to get through the chicane good, make a good enough break. But I'm not sure this draft, the Indian's looking quick.
Kyle Wyman lets off the brakes. He's so late on the brakes. Last of the late breakers, Kyle Wyman. He took 10 bike lengths out of Tyler O'Hara as they go into the chicane. Through turn 9, 10, out onto the banking. Has Travis Wyman done enough, or are they going to catch him? We see them out of our commentary box window now coming around the banking. Roger Hayden and I standing on our feet. We can see it on the monitors as well. Was working, didn't he? He just needed another bike length in the mid-sector and he would have been there. But Tyler O'Hara heads into the main race in a little over an hour and 15 minutes time, $5,000 richer.
Yeah, and you can see, talked about Tyler putting himself in the right spot, knowing from the previous lap he could get the draft and get the run to the stripe. And you know, Daytona's about strategy, and he played it perfect.
Yeah, it is something that we will have to watch throughout the weekend in all of the classes because leading onto the banking, you could see there on the baggers' machines, slipstream does play effect. And I guess that's kind of half answered our question about the hooligans as well, that slipstream, even without the full sports fairing, is going to play a part here.
And with the baggers being so big, you know, you're pushing so much air, whoever's behind you, you're definitely going to create that suction that the draft does. And you can tell on both bankings how much the draft comes into play.
Yeah, the race time then 5 minutes and 50 seconds. That's probably one of the most exciting 5 minutes and 50 seconds of motorcycle racing that I've seen. That was brilliant.
And for Kyle, what a good rebound. Ran out, you know, made that big mistake and only had a lap and a half to make it up and put himself in a good spot to, you know, be close enough to almost get the win.
Yeah, so Tyler O'Hara then, the lap times as well, Roger, 55.009, the fastest lap of the weekend in the races. We're going to look back then. Talk us through this, Roger, the run to the flag.
Yeah, you can just see the guy in second, how he's just right there in the draft, getting a good run down the banking and just got the run. And, you know, Travis is just kind of a set and duck there with the draft, and you can see Kyle. Travis tried to get back in the draft. You see that, to try to make another run, but the Indian just had too much speed with the momentum from the draft. Yeah,
and Kyle Wyman as well was getting the double slingshot. Here's Roland Sands, and well, he's happy with that, isn't he? And you would be, wouldn't you, with putting on a race like that?
And not only that, all the time and effort and resources they put into this stuff. You know, they put as much into this program as the big teams do for Superbike or for Supersport. It's pretty impressive effort everybody puts into this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thumbs up there from James Rispoli. He'll be happy with that as well, won't he? Because Rispoli, his first tarmac race since 2018, gives a sort of a thumbs up. That'll settle him down a little bit now going into the main race.
Yeah, I think for sure now he should know he's in the hunt. He can be there, and, you know, for him, this is his first kind of, you know, all these guys have kind of did a race before. This is his first, that was his first 3-lap race to kind of see what it's like, and now he can think about it and be ready for the main event a little bit later.
So it is an Indian machine, the 29 of Tyler O'Hara, the Roland Sands prepared bike that takes the first Mission Foods Challenge. Bragging rights, as you said, pole position for later on this afternoon, or later on this morning, should I say. Travis Wyman also very much in the hunt, and Kyle Wyman in third. And Hannah Loper, you're down there in the pit lane. I'm sure you had a grandstand view of that finish. What a race, and the biggest smile we can see it under his helmet there for Tyler O'Hara, $5,000 richer.
Our first ever Mission Challenge victor, Tyler O'Hara. Tyler, we saw you a little bit further down the field yesterday in practice 1 and qualifying 1. What changes were made overnight to help you pull this off this morning?
Yeah, we just keep chipping away at it. We just never give up. My team, they're relentless, and we learned a lot from last year, and we put a lot of work in over the offseason and just did all of our homework, and you know, just so happy and thankful for Mission Foods for the support and put up this Dasher Cash. It's awesome, and just couldn't thank my whole team, SNS Cycles, Mission Foods, Medallia, everyone that supports us, Drag Specialties, everybody. It's just so awesome, so fortunate to be representing America's first motorcycle company, Indian motorcycle brand, and that is legendary. That was fun. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tyler O'Hara. We'll see you this afternoon at 11:45 for the first King of the Baggers race of the season.
Congratulations to Tyler O'Hara, and thanks to Hannah Loper. She would have had a great view down there of that photo finish, wouldn't she? Right opposite the start and finish line. And as Tyler said there, and as you said earlier, Roger, huge team effort. This motorcycle racing, you know, the riders, when they get the plaudits, don't they, as being the guy that's piloted the machine. But it's a team effort. If you don't have the team, the bike, the tires, the whole thing's got to come together.
Yeah, and just all the off-season testing, and you know, these bikes are totally different than they were last year from all the off-season testing that they've done, and they're just going to continue making these baggers faster and faster. And you know, 55 flat, best lap of the race, is super impressive for these guys, and they're just gonna, you know, as this series grows and evolves, it's just gonna get bigger and better.
Tyler O'Hara will be starting from the first spot on the grid as a result of winning the first ever Mission Challenge. Tyler, tell us a little bit about your battle out there. It was looking pretty close at times.
Yeah, we've been chipping away at it and just never give up. My team's relentless, and I can't thank Mission Foods enough for putting up this Dash for Cash. It's so awesome to be out here racing for money and just at the World Center of Speed. It's amazing, and just got to thank my whole team, Mission Foods, SNS Cycles, Medallia, Parts Unlimited, everybody that supports this effort. It's just amazing, and I'm stoked to go racing.
What do you need to do in this short break before the race to kind of readjust and prepare?
Yeah, we're just going to keep chipping away at it and just maybe make some small changes and look at some segments, see where we can get better, and then I got another race to do on the hooligan bike, so we'll get warmed up for the next races. But yeah, my guys, I can't thank them enough for all the work they've put in, and like I said, Mission Foods for this Dash for Cash. It's super amazing to come out here and win the first one at this legendary venue.
Congratulations, Tyler O'Hara, and that's right, he's pulling double duty in the hooligans class as well this weekend.